What is up, my dudes? It's me again. Today, we're gonna install a JL Designs brake light with integrated turn signals on my 2025 Yamaha R7. Let's get started. Hey, it's me, but it's like future me. So in this video, I say brake light a lot. I really meant to say integrated tail light, because technically it's a tail light, even though it does have a brake light, but it is a tail light. So just wanted to clear that up. Anyway, back to the video. Here's all the tools you're gonna need for this job. A ratchet, preferably 1/4 inch, with a 10mm socket, 5mm hex, and a 4mm hex. That's literally all the tools that you're gonna need for this job. Next thing you're gonna need is obviously the brake light. So it's a lot different than what we have currently on the bike. So the turn signals are gonna be inside here, and it's gonna also have the brake light in here, all LED. So let's go ahead and install this. So to install this thing, we're basically gonna be removing these little tail fairing things. We're gonna be removing the passenger seat. We're gonna be removing our seat, and also going to be obviously removing the brake light and the turn signals, because we're not gonna need the turn signals anymore. So to remove all this stuff, let's start with the passenger seat. So the passenger seat is pretty simple. You literally grab your key, put it in the hole, twist, pop up, and pull forward. That's how you take your passenger seat out. Let's put that to the side, and here is what we're working with. Yeah. Next, we are going to be taking off these 4 screws, and those are 4mm Allens. We also have this one right here actually, so 5 screws. Sorry, we're gonna be taking off 5 screws. Let's get our 4mm Allen tool and start taking these screws out. Once you have these screws out, you're gonna have these little like spacer things in there. Don't forget to take those out too. Once you got the screws out, you just take off this little plastic trim piece right here. It literally just slides out. Just like that. And once you took out that plastic piece, you have that little 4mm screw right here. You take that out too. All right, once you have all these bolts out and you got that plastic piece out of here, you use that same 4mm, push these little push pins in like that and like that. And then you just pop them out, and then you slide this panel off too. You slide it up, pull out, and then slide up. You're gonna be using this for a lot of things. This is actually perfect for those little push pins. So now once that panel's out, you'll see your seat bolts down here. These are 5mm. They're on there really tight, so you're gonna have to use some force to get them out. Probably best if you use a ratchet for this, but with a little bit of force, you should be able to get those bolts out. Once you have those 2 5mm bolts out, you just lift up and pull back, and your seat's out. Okay, so you grab your 4mm again, and you just start popping all these little push pins out. You have 2 right here, you have 1 and 2 here, and then you're gonna have some down here too. There's one right there. Just push that, and let's go to the other side. There's one right here. Release that, and then once you have all those out, start unscrewing some more screws. We got 1 4mm here and 1 4mm here. Then you have another one here and another one here, and a 5mm here. Take these out, and then you have 10mm here, and then you have another 10mm here, both sides. Now that you have all of these out, push pins, bolts, push pins, and then the pins in the bottom, you have these 4mm screws that are on the bottom that need to come out too. They're right here, one on this side and one on the other side. I'll show you guys the other one after I get this one out. Then you have this one on this side. All right, pop it up here, pop this one up, pop this one out, this one too. Push that one down, push this one down. You still have these ones too. Forgot about these. You have 2 push pins under the brake light. One right here and one right here. Pop those up too. And these ones just kind of use your nail to dig them out. So after you have those two out, pop out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 push pins on the bottom of your tail, and everything should come out. Once you have everything all out, you can start separating this stuff. There's a little notch here that connects these two, so just kind of lift this one up, pull them apart. There's like a little rubber grommet, and that kind of holds it into place. So don't be scared to pull it back towards you. It's just stuck on that rubber grommet. And then same thing here, pull this back, and then you can lift this up. There's another rubber grommet here. It's like a little stud that goes into it. You just pull out. Same thing on this side. Pull it back towards you and pull out. And once all of this is out, the brake light is also kind of on that same mounting mechanism where it's a stud that goes into a grommet. You just pull it out of there and then you unplug it. Now you have your brake light out. Here are the two brake lights side by side. Obviously this is just a brake light. This is a brake light with the turn signals integrated inside it. So this one only has one plug and this one's gonna have 3. So once the brake light is off and you have all of this stuff off, we're gonna take the ECU and just kind of wiggle it out of its little mounting spot. It's only held on by these little tabs here on the sides, one here and one here. And then it's on some rubber mounting things. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty easy. You just kind of work your way up and then it comes out. And then just move the ECU to the side. And then you have your connectors here for your tail lights. You have this connector and then you have this black connector right here. The white and the black connectors are for your tail lights. This gray connector is for your license plate bulb light, which we're not gonna be doing anything with this one. We're just gonna kind of let it hang out here. We're mostly working on these two, the black and the white connectors. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug them right now. All right, so once you got these two unplugged, you're gonna have to undo all the wire routing, and then we're gonna take these wires out completely. There's this clip that kind of groups all the wires together. You literally just pull up and then they're held together by like these teeth. And you just kind of open it, separate it, and then you can get the wires to come free. And then when you're done, you just put it back into its little spot. There's a little hole down there that you just put this back into. And then once we have all the new wiring in, we'll put them all back into this little clip here. And once we have the wires disconnected and they're free, we're just gonna fish them through this little hole right here. So this hole kind of goes all the way down under the tail, and then you just pull them through, fish them through. Just like that. And then now you have your wires out. Now we can take these off completely, the stock turn signals. So on your bike, it might be different. I have a fender eliminator kit on mine for a stock R7 without the fender eliminator kit, and you still have the stock fender. I'm not too sure how this is gonna work out, but on this one, we're gonna just basically take these out and get rid of them, and that's it. So to take these out, they're pretty much just secured on by these rubber grommet things. And then there's a clip, plastic clip. So you take that out, and then once you have that clip out, you can pull it out like that. And then you just kind of fish everything through here, just like that. That's if you have this style fender eliminator kit. This one's a cheap one. It's just like I think it was like a $30 one from Amazon or something like that. But I'm gonna leave this on because this thing is holding my 360 camera stick. So this is actually perfect. So I'm gonna leave this fender eliminator kit on. I was thinking about getting a different one, but with this extra bracket, it gives me an area where I can mount things and stuff. Once you have the stock turn signals out and the stock brake light out, it is time to install the JL Designs brake light with the integrated turn signals. They made it really easy for us. Everything is literally just plug and play. You just mount this thing up, plug it in, and it should be pretty much ready to go. You don't have to route the wires under like the factory wires because the turn signals were coming from the bottom, but now this brake light, it just goes straight in. So you just fish these wires through. And then once that's in, you just put it on this grommet mounting thing, and then it should be ready to go. So once you have all of your wiring fished through, you have to connect the blue wire to the factory black connector. And then the yellow wire, this one goes to the white connector. Plug it in like so, and everything will work out. Like I said, literally everything is plug and play, so that's very nice. Once everything is connected, just kind of clean up how the wires are all routed and stuff and tuck everything back in where they should be. Once you have everything connected, go ahead and turn your ignition on and just kind of test everything. Make sure everything is working right. So the ignition's on and the light's on, so that's good. Now let's test the brake lights. Hit the brakes. Brakes work. Let's try the turn signals now. Let's do the left turn signal. That's working. Let's do the right turn signal. That's working. Throw our hazards on. And it works. I'd say this is pretty successful so far, guys. Now that we know that everything is working good, everything is working right, and everything is working how it should, we can start reassembling and putting all those pieces back onto the bike. And yeah, everything is just reverse order now. So we're gonna go do that now. I don't want to bore you guys by having you guys watch me slowly put this thing back together. So I'm gonna time lapse it. When putting these pins back, don't forget to push them back up, but in the up position. So that way when you put them back in the holes, you can press down and then put them back in their locked position. All right, now that everything is all back together, let's see how it looks. Ignition on, brake lights, left turn signal, right turn signal, and our hazards. What do you guys think of this brake light? In my opinion, I think it looks really good. It really takes care of all that clutter back here. I think it makes the bike look a lot sleeker. I think it looks really good. So if you want to pick one up, get one from JL Designs. Not sponsored or anything. This is my first time trying out one of their products, but this is definitely the look that I'm going for. I just wanted something to be sleek. I like the smoke look, and it's all integrated in LED, so yeah, I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? Anyways, got a lot more install videos coming your guys' way. I got the GYTR short shifter that I still need to install. I got some TST front turn signals that I still need to install. I think they're called like the GTR Halo turn signals or something like that. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.